alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, guys, Steve and Wayne Steiger have put together a podcast, and it's a very interesting vlog. I've only seen the first 3-4 minutes of it, and I thought I need to record this and maybe archive it on the channel. So here goes.
All right, this is a recording on October 20th with Wayne Steiger. You will see in this footage Nemesis. It's here. And
what you see over here is the ISS, International Space Station, which is above the Earth's atmosphere. Those are the arms reaching out from the space station. And that seems to be obviously the what we're hypothesizing is the solar sun simulator. You can see the hexagon refractions coming off its panels. I've also uploaded another video which shows that technology from Boeing and their channel. One of the adverts that they did, I uploaded that just yesterday, I believe. Anyway, let's see what these guys have to say.
Wait till you see the second one, Steve, and I will tell you this. Let's take Katana's advice. Let's both of us take a slow, deep breath. Breathing deeply now. Just kind of just get in tune, because what you're about to see behind this is going to amaze you. Now watch up here. I'll let it play. It's nothing on the window, nothing on the camera lens, nothing. Now watch this. As it gets closer in the next frame, the next day, look at that. So this was two instances over a 2-day period. Yeah, well, wait, you haven't seen anything yet. Well, I'm already tripping on this, just so you know. Yeah, just wait till you see what's coming up.
Okay, whatever that is, it's developing over time and then revealing itself. So it can't be a mark on the camera itself or the lens, and it can't be some sort of a refraction that appears and disappears. Otherwise it would have been there, simply because it's a constant. The sun's a constant in space. It doesn't, as it does in our atmosphere, where it appears and disappears. In space it remains within its position. The only thing the sun does is rotates on its axis, and maybe has a small orbit, a very, very fractional one, but certainly not cause for creating some sort of like a refraction. To the left of us, what we're looking at is this. Okay, but let's see how it gets quite interesting in a bit.
He did a great job on this. Look at that. Is there a credit to be given to someone, Wayne?
Now what's interesting here is, remember the stars that we were looking at and the uploads that we did, and how this lady mentioned, and this is an interesting corroboration between it. I mentioned how it goes on its own retrograde orbit, so it appears in our atmosphere and then it disappears. Now if it was one of the planetary bodies, at least because it's on the same kind of orbit in the same direction to the sun, it would remain in our atmosphere for a longer time. In other words, in our sky, so that we can view it. But you'll remember there was a lady who was recording it, and she seemed to be quite adept at pointing out what star was which planet, or whatever celestial body was in the horizon. She could basically pinpoint each one of them and mention them by their names and the locations. Interesting enough, when she was doing her viewing as well, we saw the star disappear from the horizon within a small frame of time, and this is exactly what we're seeing above in space as well. So what she was basically seeing is pretty much the same thing that we're seeing right now on this particular camera. For those of you who haven't seen that video, I recommend it. It's maybe a couple of uploads before this, where um, this lady, amateur astronomer with her family, is viewing what she referred to as Nibiru. I understood it to be this star, and that's exactly what it is, because now we've got corroborating evidence. Now, I guess from what she was showing, I knew pretty much from what I could ascertain from that particular footage that it was actually the star, or one of the stars. It could be Nemesis, by the way, is the name given to the primary star, and uh, I potentially think it could be the red dwarf star. But then again, over here, it seems like we're seeing both of them in the distance.
No, I don't. I tell people I don't share their names, but I said if you see your footage, know that we're now. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Welcome, Nemesis. It's here.
Oh my Lord.
Look at the dwarf star underneath it.
See that? So the dwarf star seems to be following it.
I believe that's what we're seeing. The light, as Einstein's theory said, that if there's an object out there and if there's light emitting from it, it will be refracted. Now, what I'm about to show you, by the way, we're going to see this again. Here it is, next day, same approximate time. It's not always there.
That is, and by the way, this just goes to show people are doing excellent research.
Look at that.
Oh, Lord. Is that the hole in it that we've been seeing?
I think it is. Wait, now, Steve, really, what I'm about to show you, this man, they shut him down. So what we're about to show,
Has been banned?
yeah.
Okay.
So let's play this one more time. Here's the same time again. Look at this.
That is just unreal.
Look at that.
And what makes it even more stunning to me, Wayne, is just today I did a video and I have 4 corroborating photos to this from the ground.
There it is.
I mean, just look at the thumbnail from my last video. You'll see.
Yeah.
Does that corroborate with what you're seeing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So everyone have a good chew on that one. And we can let this play again. It's going to, again, to simply, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a camera aberration. It's not a point on this Lexan glass. There is something out there. It's big. Look at here. Look at here, Steve. Look at, there it is.
Yep.
Do you see it?
It's the same coloration as well.
All right. So that is just the tip of the iceberg. Prepare. Calm down, Steve. Just calm. Take a deep breath. You're about to go ballistic. Take a deep breath, what you're about to see. Those are stars behind. I'm speechless.
I am too.
Gets better.
Yeah, how is this? This is from the ISS live stream.
There it is. It gets better. This is actually live. If you look here, you can see the stars are twinkling. For the first time, we have stars, but look at the debris field here, brother. Huge debris field here. Huge.
Yeah, I can see the smoke, like substance as well.
Yep. This is coming off now. I'm just going to be quiet because what you're about to see now defies explanation. I think you just have to be quiet and just let the people observe it. Notice what's coming in here. You seeing that?
Yeah, just for orientation, Wayne, we're looking at a picture that the ISS took that was looking out into space.
Yes, sir. Notice the debris field starting to surround it. Now, I don't know what the bright object is. It's attached to this object here or been detached. I don't know which. We know that there's a huge structure coming down here. We know that there's a huge object coming in. The light is being refracted from this object. We can see that it's lifting material from this object.
Again, this footage was the end of that channel, wasn't it?
It was. They shut them down. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing is what Steve and I and others, Jeff P., I can just go through the list. There you go, Steve. Now, this is one, I have studied this, because notice whatever left here, but now it's making another impact. It's just huge, the scale. And that's it. That's all that he was able to get. So I think our physicists should have a good go at this. I think the other astronomers that want to take a look at this, wherever this is, whatever this was, is big. And again, here we go. You can see when it was taken, what website it was taken from, and this is what was recorded.
Do we know the proximity of this at all, or do we have any sense of how close it was to base?
I know that the ISS was over or near Antarctica.
So this is sitting below the Earth. One of the things that we've been hearing and hearing from a lot of folks, quite frankly, Wayne, is that we have something below the Earth that nobody can observe right now. Yep. And this might be that.
I think it is it. I think that this too could be our source from our magnetic anomaly over the weekend.
Now, the ring, I want to comment on the ring for a moment. So we do get images from the South Pole. Okay. And I have several times, in fact, I think I've several times seen glimpses in parts of this object from the South Station. Now that I've seen this, I'm going to go back and do some more collaboration and comparison to see if they match.
Yeah, and again, it's very difficult to get the spatial orientation. Trying to figure out where the XYZ axis is at. We know that the ISS has telescopes on there. We know that they have some very, very special cameras. I have no idea how far this is. I have no idea what we're actually observing. Are we observing, I was thinking about this. Is this a star? Is this a planet? It's obviously hot. Are we seeing reactions due to objects that have gotten too close? There seems to be matter, material, lifting to this object. And it's very obvious that there are multiple round craters or indentations to this object.
Okay. I had a thought. So this is just remarkable. I'm breathless. I really am.
So and we can't forget what's going on over here, Steve.
No, you can't. In the most scientific way possible, I'm looking at this and saying, okay, this doesn't look like any planet. Okay, well let me go through and try to be a Sherlock Holmes here for a second. Could it be the moon?
Well, if it is, it's getting the crap kicked out of it. I don't know what else to say. Are we seeing? Okay.
I know what I wanted to ask you. So the star field is visible. Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So we know that if we were looking at a bright object, that we would not see the star field.
Precisely, we would not.
So this is a dim object.
I don't know if we're seeing the infrared here.
Infrared is one sure way to get stars. That's for sure. You can see stars in infrared almost.
Even with the ISS being in the what is it? The what do we know? It's in the thermosphere. What convinces me of this, I think we are looking at the infrared.
Wow, this is an interesting development. Now, inside sources told me today, Wayne, that it's not wormwood, it's wormwoods, and the fact that you came up with a thing that has two objects,
yep,
seems too much of a coincidence to me. And this was before I even knew you had this tape or this information. But again, it came from a reliable source, and the source said that it is not wormwood, it is wormwoods.
So I'm trying to let you see here. We know that the ISS is down here. It's down near Antarctica. So we know that. So that gives us at least orientation to where they're looking at. But Steve, I believe we've captured this on the station down there in Antarctica. I believe that you've caught this before.
In fact, I'm going to Davis Cam right now to see what the last 48 hours has in store for us. I haven't looked at this in a couple of days. So while you continue to show this amazing footage, I'm going to go and see if I can find something that collaborate, yep, pinpoint, validate, whatever.
Well, what I'm real concerned about is this debris field. You said smoke. Well, we know in space there is no such thing as smoke. What we know that this is dust, a cloud, a debris field, and the consistency of the stars. So I know that the background here is consistent. So whatever this object is, it appears to be very large.
Correct. It's filling up the whole view screen of a space camera. It could be a telescope, but Wayne, was that the extent of the footage that you had?
That is it right here, my friend. I can turn it back over to you.
Yeah, well, I think we do have actually a match. And as I was saying while you were sharing, I was pulling this up. There's a triangle down here. There's features. There's some kind of a surface. That I actually reversed this out a couple days when I was doing my interview with Captain Ron, just to be facetious. But you can see there's something stationary as the sun moves around, that the sun illuminates.
Yep, it is.
So I'm wondering now if that isn't just a huge object down there that we've been seeing these last couple of months, and that's just a validating photograph of it, because of course it is. To refresh everybody's memory, the space station was pointed towards the southern hemisphere of the planet.
Yeah, so we've got a real dilemma here, Steve. and I don't know if the powers to be are going to allow us to get this out. I hope it does get out. But so we can do a lot of speculation. We can say, look at that. Now you see, I think what you're catching is exactly what we saw on the footage. It's the size of that object. You know, I don't know what a brown dwarf looks like. I haven't seen a picture from NASA that would give me a good indication what to compare to, right?
Right.
But I do know this. I think that was in the infrared. I think as well that it's large. I think it's very large.
Well, and again, I'm going to take you to a couple of photographs. Well, not that one. And this is going to be a replay for my audience, but I thought it would be worth showing you this one, especially the really clear one that we got yesterday. Sorry for the. There we go. So this was taken just before sunrise, facing. I think it was northwest actually. But did you see this one?
No.
We're getting this constant, orb with the hole in it picture.
Huh.
That might be a different object, actually. Now that I look at it, because this.
No. You see, let's just stop there, Steve. I think we got to get our head straight on this. Everything the subscribers are seeing, it's all related. There's no separation of objects here. These are all interconnected, like if they had a leash on each other. Now I don't know what that is. I don't. It looks like a snake to me.
Who knows, right? I mean, I can't tell what it is, and but I will tell you that we've gotten several pictures with that large hole. Not every one of them with that, weird, squiggly thing.
Okay. Look at this also. Steve, I find it remarkable up here to the 1 o'clock position. I don't know. It looks to me to be a dust cloud, potential debris field, because it's obfuscating what's behind here on the bright. Look at that.
Yeah. See, it looks like almost like a cloud around it of some sort.
Yeah, looks like a debris field wrapping around it.
I like to play with photographs.
So you take out a
little more. Oh my.
Look at that. You may be seeing the same object that we have on the ISS. Remember, we don't know how far that picture was.
Right. There's no way for us to have an accurate orientation relative to what the spacecraft was looking at. But now that as we brightened it up a little bit, it does appear to have some features that are beyond this white hole.
Yep. And again, we have to take into account the density of the atmosphere, the time of morning that this was, where it's at. It's a remarkable picture.
It is. And then I pushed up the saturation a little bit, and then we get that same coloration. And doesn't this though? Does this remind you of the same object that we just saw in your photograph, the one that was showing the object, not from this, not the huge object, but the small object?
Yeah, the one from Yep, exactly.
That's what I'd say we just corroborated. I don't think we corroborated the one in the South Pole unless.
No.
Yeah.
Steve, I'll tell you, my friend, if that's what I think it is, it's big. It's big. And I want to put it on the record. I did an in-depth one I'll put on my channel, but I'm putting it on the record. I believe that object very well could have been what caused our anomaly. Think about this. That picture was taken on February 16th. If we begin to look at what happened going into April of this year, would the close proximity of such an object of that mass and that size be the end result? Second, what we experienced last weekend that had all the world powers all a Twitter about it, I think maybe this is what we're seeing is part of this system.
Well, again, this could cause a lot of fear, Wayne.
Oh,
and,
sure.
Yeah, and I feel inspired to